Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. How was your weekend? Did you have a good one? It's Monday, and that means it's time to chat about what we did over the last couple of days. But wait, how do you actually talk about your weekend in English like a native speaker? It's one of the most common questions people ask, right? What did you do this weekend? Or how was your weekend? And sometimes you just freeze up and say, it was good. Sound familiar? Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to level up your conversation skills so you can share all the cool, fun, or even just relaxing things you did with confidence and natural flair. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into how to talk about your weekend like a pro. First things first. Let's start with the basics. When someone asks you, how was your weekend? Instead of just saying good, try adding a little more detail. A simple trick is to use a more descriptive adjective. For example, you could say, it was really relaxing, or it was pretty busy actually, or even it was surprisingly eventful. See? Instantly more interesting. Another great way to start your answer is with a general summary. You could say something like, overall it was a great weekend. I managed to get a lot done but also had some time to unwind. This gives the other person a nice overview and invites them to ask for more details. Now, let's get into the specifics. People love stories, even small ones. Think about the main thing you did. Did you see a movie? Meet up with friends? Try a new recipe? Let's build a sentence around that. Instead of, I saw a movie, you could say, on Saturday night I finally got around to seeing that new superhero movie everyone's been talking about. It was incredible. Notice the extra details? Finally got around to seeing implies you've been wanting to see it for a while. Everyone's been talking about adds a bit of social context. These small phrases make your English sound much more natural and engaging. What if your weekend was more low-key? Don't worry, a quiet weekend can be just as interesting to talk about. You don't have to have climbed a mountain to have a good story. You could say, honestly, I had a really chill weekend. I just stayed in, caught up on some reading, and did a bit of binge-watching on Netflix. It was exactly what I needed. The phrases, had a chill weekend, stayed in, caught up on, and binge-watching are super common, everyday expressions that native speakers use all the time. Using them will make you sound fluent and relatable. You can even add a specific detail like, I started this new series and I'm completely hooked. Let's talk about structure. A great way to structure your story is chronologically. Start with Friday evening or Saturday morning and walk the person through your weekend. For example, well, my weekend kicked off on Friday night. I was pretty tired from the week, so I just ordered a pizza and had a quiet night in. Then on Saturday, I met up with a friend for coffee in the morning, and we ended up walking around the park for a couple of hours because the weather was so beautiful. In the afternoon, I had to run some errands, the usual boring stuff like grocery shopping. And then on Sunday, I dedicated the whole day to deep cleaning my apartment. It was a lot of work, but it feels so good now that it's done. This paints a clear picture and is easy for the listener to follow. Now for some advanced vocabulary and phrases to really make you shine. Instead of, I met my friends, you could say, I caught up with some friends, or I got together with a few buddies. Instead of, I went shopping, try, I did a bit of retail therapy. If you did something active, you could say, I went for a hike to get some fresh air, or I hit the gym for a good workout. What if something didn't go as planned? You could say, my plan was to go to the beach, but it got rained out, so we had to come up with a plan B. These little idiomatic expressions are the secret sauce to sounding like a native. Let's practice putting it all together in a few different scenarios. Imagine you had a productive weekend. Someone asks, what did you get up to this weekend? You could respond, oh, it was a super productive one, actually. I decided to tackle a bunch of chores I'd been putting off. I did some gardening, organized my closet, and even managed to meal prep for the whole week. I feel so accomplished and ready to start the week fresh. The phrases get up to, tackle a bunch of chores, and on putting off and meal prep are all fantastic, natural-sounding additions. Now, what about a social weekend? How was your weekend? It was so much fun. A group of us went out for dinner on Saturday to this new Italian place downtown. The food was out of this world. Afterwards, we went to a bar with live music. We didn't get home until super late, so I spent most of Sunday just recovering and lazing around on the couch. Totally worth it, though. Here, phrases like out of this world to describe the food and lazing around for a lazy Sunday add color and personality to your story. It shows you had a great time and helps the listener share in that feeling. A key part of the conversation is asking questions back. After you've shared what you did, always turn the question back to the other person. You can say, "What about you? Did you do anything exciting?" Or, "How about you? Get up to anything fun?" This is not just polite. It turns a simple question and answer into a real conversation. It shows you're interested in them and not just waiting for your turn to speak. This is a crucial social skill in any language, but especially in English-speaking cultures. It keeps the conversational ball rolling. So, let's recap the key takeaways. 1. Use more descriptive adjectives than just good. 2. Tell a mini-story with specific details, even for a quiet weekend. 3. Use common, natural-sounding phrases and idioms like catch up on, binge watch, or hang out. 4. Structure your story, perhaps chronologically. And 5, and this is a big one, always ask the other person about their weekend too. It's all about making the conversation a two-way street. Practice these tips, and you'll find yourself looking forward to that Monday morning question instead of dreading it. I hope these tips were helpful for you. The best way to get better is to practice. So, in the comments below, I want you to tell me, how was your weekend? Try to use some of the new phrases and techniques we talked about today. I'll be reading through them and replying to as many as I can. It's a safe space to practice, so don't be shy. Thanks so much for watching today. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future English lessons. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.